NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Fort Loramie Redskins will take on the Jackson Center Tigers. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. I'll bring you basketball action from Jackson Center. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me tonight, Rich Bensman. Good evening once again. Number one team in the state is going to be on the floor tonight, in the Fort Loramie Redskins, on the verge of wrapping up another Shelby County Athletic League title. But, Rich, I think they have higher aspirations than only a league championship.
Yeah, Dave, they got such great tradition at Fort Loramie with basketball. And obviously Carla Siegel has won 3 state titles and has over 500 wins, so I'm sure their goals are a little loftier than just the league championship. And,
when you look at Fort Loramie, the 2 losses that they have are to the number one team in Division III, Miami East, and to Sheridan, the number 2 team in Division II, and both teams are unbeaten.
Yeah, Sheridan's a bigger school. I recruited a young man to Ohio Northern from Sheridan. He was a good player for us, big post player, but that's a little bigger size school.
It's a big challenge for the Jackson Center Tigers. They're 10-6 on the season, and trying to stay pace. We've got our national anthem coming up. We're going to talk more about Jackson Center when we get back. We'll also have our national anthems, but first, our national anthem.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
And our national anthem set for our starting lineups here in just a moment. Jackson Center, as we said, 10-6 on the season, 5-4 in league play. First, let's have our starters. We'll then move on to our keys to the game tonight. Starters for the Fort Loramie Redskins of head coach Carla Siegel, number 21. Victoria Mesher, averaging 11.7 points per game. Number 22, Skylar Albers at 9.9 points per game. Number 30, Jaden Rose at 6.3 points per game. Number 40, Avery Brandawea Jr. at 8.1 points per game. And Summer Hoying at 5'11", a senior, and 8.6 points per game. And boy, you'll just look at those scoring averages, and they are very, very balanced for the Fort Loramie Redskins. And for the Jackson Center Tigers of head coach Tiffany Brown, number 4, Grace Pranger. Number 10, Presley Reese. Number 14, McKinley Reichert, a 5'11" junior, leads them in scoring with about 15 points a game. Number 20, Addie Biederman, a 6-foot senior. And number 44, Macy Kloppenstein, a 6'1" senior. Those are the starters for tonight's game. Let's move on to our keys to the game tonight, as always brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First for head coach Carla Siegel and the Fort Loramie Redskins.
Coach Siegel talks about control Reichert and Biederman on the pick and rolls, control the boards on both ends, use pressure defense for key turnovers, and they want to run a little transition offense themselves.
And for Jackson Center, head coach Tiffany Brown.
Coach Brown said handle Fort Loramie's pressure, limit turnovers, limit the transition buckets, and get to the free throw line.
Keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. We're underway. Fort Loramie with the basketball. And you talk about pressure defense for Fort Loramie. One of the more amazing statistics is that they create 23.8 turnovers per game to go along with 16.6 steals per game.
Yeah.
You start calculating that in your mind, and that's chewing up possessions if you're the offensive team.
Yeah, absolutely, and also an opportunity for points.
They're going to come out, looks like straight man-to-man, but they do respect the ability of Biederman and Reichert, because Biederman and Reichert, a couple of veteran players, and they are capable of scoring. Let's see how this one shakes down. Jackson Center with the basketball. Biederman runs a cut to the left side. Grace Pranger will handle it.
And pretty much in the passing lanes, kind of denying all the passing lanes. Fort Loramie is.
Biederman out front.
Both teams
Shot
started
no
out
good.
the man-to-man defense.
Albers back out front. It goes to Rose. Rose will go to her left side and into the lane. Pranger on her. Inside pass, off the glass, shot no good by Brandowy.
Fort Loramie coming with a little bit of full court pressure there. Run and jump, kind of man-to-man right there.
There's the turnovers that we're talking about. Ball gets loose. Here comes Fort Loramie inside as Jaden Rose will take it to the hoop and draw the foul. That's the kind of thing that Jackson Center wants to avoid, and that's exactly what Fort Loramie wants to create.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of one of the things Coach Siegel said, get to the rim a little bit and get to the free throw line.
Rose at the line. Free throw just a little bit short. Second free throw is good, and Rose has her first point of the contest tonight.
Well, again, Fort Loramie picks up in a full court, kind of run a jump. They trap that very first pass in the corner of the floor.
Try to go inside. That's going to result in a turnover, trying to get it inside to Kloppenstein. Quick pass. Boy, what a nice pass and a quick score for Fort Loramie as Victoria Mesher will have the first field goal of the night. Turnover on the inbounds play. Turnaround jumper off the glass by Albers.
Yeah, there's going to be a quick timeout right there for Coach Brown and Jackson Center just to settle down the Tigers a little bit, be able to handle that pressure. Dave, when you press full court like that as well, the second thing, not just steals, but then you create people to force quick shots on the offensive end, and that's what they did the last trip down the floor.
Yeah, you get the easy shots on those turnovers. It's 5-0 is our score. Timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. And it's just amazing when you do look at Fort Loramie, watch the junior varsity game, which they won easily, the depth and the number of players that they have, the number of fundamentally sound players in this program is incredible, really.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of sports in that community and the smaller communities in this area, including Jackson Center, they start very young.
Outlet pass for Reese. That's going to be Jackson Center's fourth turnover. Inside it goes. Turnaround jumper shot no good by Hoying.
Jackson Center wanted to have a cutter going through the middle of that press, and they had it briefly, but Fort Loramie did a great job of closing the gap and making the steal.
Reichert will inbound it. Reese will bring it up court. 5-0 our score, 5.5 minutes to go. Opening quarter basketball here on NK Telco Sports. Reese back over to Biederman.
It's a little motion offense where they swing the wings and then try to cross screen the post and get a post touch.
Try to get it inside to Kloppenstein.
Yep.
She's stuck in the corner. Reese has it. She's trapped. That's going to result in a turnover. Using that baseline and two players on it, not a lot of room to maneuver. Inside Hoying, back out front. Albers shot just a little bit short. Rebound comes down to Fort Loramie. They move it quickly. Short jumper is good by Avery Brandowy.
Very good side-to-side, inside-out basketball right there by Fort Loramie Redskins.
Brandowy with her first basket. Lead is at 7-0. Inside Reichert. Reichert will put it on the floor, puts it off the glass, and will score. And with 4:31 to go, the Tigers are on the board.
Pretty composed in that trip against the Fort Loramie pressure.
Out front it is. Brandewie, 3 by Albers. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to the Tigers.
See, Fort Loramie's in that man defense. They're running, jumping sometimes on that first pass to the wing.
Reese shot no good. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a Fort Loramie turnover, their first of the evening. Off the bench comes Alex Rose and Ariel Heitkamp.
Looks like Fort Loramie Redskins are pressing only on the made baskets.
Biederman with the basketball out front. Gets it all the way across to Reese on the baseline. Puts it up and in. Nice move by Presley Reese. And it's 7-4.
Good skip pass, and now you're playing closeout basketball where you can drive a player closing out.
Looks like Jackson Center regaining their composure after a little bit of a tough start. Pass goes inside. Shot off the glass, up and in by Brandewie. 2 out of 3 from the field for Avery, and 4 points.
Yeah, great back cut. They were really denying her on that reversal, and she set him up high and took a really good back cut to the basket.
Reese out front. She'll handle the basketball. Biederman makes a step to the basket, comes out, gets the ball. Reichert comes out. She'll catch it back over to Reese for 3. Shot off target. Good look, though. That was a good shot. Just doesn't go.
Yeah, good ball movement, but just didn't get the shot to go. You know, if you're Jackson Center, you don't want to pick up that dribble because they're going to really deny the wings and deny the entry pass.
But you want to keep passing, keep moving that basketball.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose your dribble either, because I noticed once they pick it up and Jackson Center lost their dribble, Loramie was denying everywhere.
More substitutes. Looks like Carissa Meyer. And number 32, Maddie Shadow. Into the lineup. I think they made one more substitute. Got to catch that one. Inside it goes. Mesher back out. And with the jump shot is Albers.
Again, that was inside-out basketball. They got it down low to the post, and when you receive a pass out of the post, your footwork's always much better to set up for a shot.
D. Lichtenberg into the lineup for Jackson Center. Reichert comes out. Reese having problems. That's going to be a turnover. Here come the Redskins. And an easy bucket for Carissa Meyer on the fast break off the turnover.
Jackson Center is kind of down low. They're running a cross screen, and then the first girl cuts high, and they look for a high-low as they cut to that elbow.
Reese back over to Reichert. It's going to be a foul on number 23, Alex Rose. Second foul of the quarter for Fort Loramie. Biederman will come back in. Reese will rotate out.
Jackson Center running on a box set here on this side out of bounds. Just a cross screen for, yeah.
And the ball's going to go out of bounds. That'll be a turnover for the Tigers.
Just not a really good receiving angle right there for that pass.
7 turnovers here in the opening quarter, 1:34 to go. 13-4 on her first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Biederman with the steal. She'll go in for the layup, and she'll get her first basket of the night.
Yeah,
Fort Loramie with her second turnover.
Yeah, Biederman did a great job kind of reading that little L cut off of the elbow through the post, and she stepped right in front and took it the other direction.
Summer Hoying will come back into the lineup as Meyer goes out.
Back screen there out of the box set.
Going down low with the basketball. Shadow shot no good. Rebound shot no good, and finally up and in by Summer Hoying.
Yeah, Jackson Center's going to have to really start blocking out because Fort Loramie's crashing the boards pretty hard. 2 opportunities for second chance points there.
Ball's going to go out of bounds. That's going to stay with Fort Loramie. So Jackson Center will inbound it. Jaden Rose, a starter, comes back into the lineup with 50 seconds to go here. Opening quarter play, 9-point Fort Loramie lead. Hoying with it on the outside, took that extra step.
Yeah, that was Coach Siegel was calling an entry to start their offense there. It was a hit wing and then go staggered screen away, and the cutter was going to curl that to the basket. That's why there was a little miscommunication there, and that's why the passer traveled a little bit.
Looking down low, Biederman has it, pulls up, shoots the jumper, and connects. 2 out of 3 from the field for Biederman, and Jackson Center down now by 7. Mesher goes right side. Albers to the baseline, puts the shot up, no good. A rebound, there's going to be a foul. Summer Hoying crashes the boards, and foul will go against Jackson Center. It'll be their second foul in this quarter. That will go against D. Lichtenberg, 5'7" junior. Hoying will shoot the free throw. Too strong. Ariel Heitkamp into the lineup for Fort Loramie. Second free throw. Good for Summer. She has 3. Lichtenberg gets it up. Outlet pass to Reichert. She should have the bucket, and it rolls home, and she'll draw the foul from Skylar Albers.
Very good with Jackson Center getting that ball out of that corner quickly and up the floor, because that's that immediate trap where you don't want to be. And she knew where the cutter was going to be coming from, and it was a good job of breaking the pressure that time, Jackson Center.
Reichert has 4 points. She'll shoot the free throw. 12.9 seconds on our first National Bank Think First scoreboard. Reichert with 5. Yeah, they're going to reset that clock to 9.5 seconds.
So
they were flexing the point totals there too.
Yeah.
But they got her set right now. 9.5, 5-point Fort Loramie lead. Back out it goes to Mesher. Mesher inside it goes to Brandewee. Short jumper out on the other side by Summer Hoying. Beautiful execution. Fort Loramie 18, Jackson Center 11. We go on to quarter number 2 as you are watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Second quarter of basketball is upon us here at Jackson Center. Number 1 team in the state, the Fort Loramie Redskins, taking on the Jackson Center Tigers.
Right before that quarter ended, that was really good action on that side out of bounds, Dave. They ran an elevator screen at the top of the key, but the second part of that was just a flash from the post and a little two-man game with a give and go.
Ball goes inside. Mesher back over to Avery Brandewy. Brandewy has 6. She's 3 out of 5 from the field. Good look, nice touch off the glass, and it's 20-11. There's just so many weapons that Fort Loramie has on offense.
Yeah.
Just so hard to stop.
And they're really solid defensively as well.
Addie Biederman, front of the student section, will toss it in. Biederman with 4 points in the first quarter play tonight. Presley Reese out front. Biederman. Kloppenstein, they tried to get the pass inside, but Fort Loramie's defense not going to allow that.
Yeah, they were ready for that roll.
That was one of the keys to the game.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pick and roll.
She got her hand up and in that passing lane right away.
That foul will go against Mesher. That's her first, team's first here in the quarter. At the 7:01 mark of this one, Presley Reese brings it across the timeline. Biederman. There's Reichert. Turnaround jumper. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Fort Loramie. Got a foul. It's going to go against Macy Kloppenstein.
Yeah, and right now, Fort Loramie, I think, on the boards on both ends are kind of controlling the boards.
Just seems like they hit the boards with 3 and 4 people, and that's tough.
Yeah. And defensively, they do a good job of blocking out.
Reichert will inbound it to Reese. Presley working her way up court. Guarded there by Albers. Or rather by Chateau. Excuse me, Maddie Chateau. 5'5".
There's that flash
Freshman.
to the high elbow. They look for that high-low. They really don't get much out of that, though, Jackson Center.
Biederman. Shot is short. Yeah, Maddie Chateau, the freshman, she had 14 in the first quarter tonight in the junior varsity game. Of course, did not play the rest of the game. Back here getting some varsity playing time.
Like we've talked about before, Dave, you got the quarters, you play them.
Albers on the baseline. And there's an unforced turnover by Jackson Center. Yeah, you utilize all the quarters and trying to develop your players. Hoying with the jumper. She's got 7.
Yeah, a little cross screen there. Instead of going low, she flashed high and got a really nice look around the free throw line area.
How about 11 out of 18 shooting for Fort Loramie?
Yeah.
Kloppenstein, nice feed inside. She gets Jackson Center's first basket of the second quarter.
A little bit of a Princeton look where they cut off of the free throw line, the back screen, and they got a nice, easy layup on it.
Grace Pringer will come back into the lineup for Jackson Center. Victoria Mesher and Carissa Meyer also into the lineup for Fort Loramie. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Jaden Rose will handle it out front on Pringer. They'll go to the right side, and Avery Brandewy open for the 3. That's Jaden Rose. She'll bank it home.
Yeah, that was a little elevator kind of screening on the left wing for Fort Loramie, and that created her to be wide open on the wing.
Out front, Reichert. Reichert, Biederman. Biederman will shoot it. Shot no good. Fort Loramie on the attack. They'll turn it over. Good defense that time by Presley Reese. And the Tigers looking for a score here. And we're going to take a timeout. Full timeout, Jackson Center, with 4:35 to go here in the first half of play. Our score, Fort Loramie 27, Jackson Center 13. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports. Four minutes, 35 seconds to go in the first half. Fort Loramie with the 14-point lead. Redskins come into tonight's game averaging 54.1 points on offense and allowing only 31.4 points on defense.
Yeah, defensively, they just keep pressuring you, and I think that can wear down a team a little bit. That's just constant pressure, whether it's full court or half court, like on the ball, denying the wings. There's that cut for that elbow.
Reichert back out front to Pranger. Going to airborne it into the Fort Loramie student section.
So that's kind of just what I was talking about. You know, you just constant pressure by Fort Loramie Redskins, and, you know, it's just an errant pass, caused a turnover.
Redskins with the basketball. Inside it goes. Turnaround jumper is good by Mesher.
Yeah, that was a really good-looking jump shot.
Two for two, 4 points for Mesher.
Yeah, she gets up and releases that off the top of her jumper. That was a really good shot.
Reichert will inbound it. Ariel Heitkamp, a 5'5" junior, into the Fort Loramie lineup. Reese will handle it. Kloppenstein guarded by Rose. Back out front. Biederman has trouble handling it. That goes to the floor, and Mesher will pick it up, and turnover for Jackson Center. Mesher in the corner. Rose back out front. It goes to Hoying. Pass down low. Comes back out to Mesher, moves into the lane. Shot doesn't go. Rebound is going to be jump ball.
Fort Loramie's basketball once again crashing the offensive boards, give opportunity for second chance points, and we've seen that at the Fort Loramie a lot this half.
Inbounds pass, it goes into Mesher. She'll push it back out. Shot no good by Rose. They'll bring her right back out front. Jaden Rose, number 30 with it. Number 23, Alex Rose, had it for a moment. Inside, Heitkamp gets it to Hoying, puts it off the glass. Somehow they make it look easy.
Yeah, that was just really methodical, and they know what they wanted to get there, a little down screen seal, and it was a good post seal, and it was a really good post move.
Hoying has 9 points, her average on the season, 8.6. Redskins rolling along here in the first half.
You know, Jackson, when someone's pressuring you like that, you got to kind of set them up on the top half of the floor, and you got to attack then the bottom half. And I liked what they ran a couple series ago, kind of a little Princeton cut off of the free throw line, which created a wide open layup, because where you're going to have some back screens versus that pressure.
Heitkamp with the basketball. Over to the right side, Albers. Albers will pull back and shoot the jump shot. No good. Rebound. Shot no good by Hoying. Tigers will lose it. In the backcourt, all the way goes Albers. Shot no good. Rebound. Offensive board. Albers missed the shot, so the rebound will comes down to Heitkamp, so she'll go to the free throw line. Ariel Heitkamp, 5'5" junior, going to shoot the free throw.
Coach Siegel's got that little 3x5 piece of paper there where she's got a lot of her her sets and her entries written on a piece of paper. It's more of a 1-2-2, kind of a zone press right there.
Ball goes to the floor. Pranger, Rose, jump ball. And basketball will stay with Jackson Center. Well, they mix the defenses up as well, and then once a team gets used to one, or if they ever do get used to one, then they switch, and it's, for young basketball players, it can be pretty confusing.
Yeah, that's that time it was a 1-2-2 zone press, and before it's been a man run and jump. Jackson Center just ran that little cutoff of the free throw line. I think they didn't get it this time, but it created, at least they could move the basketball a little bit.
Reese with the steal. Lead pass, Reichert. She'll go in and put it up and in. Nice move, McKinley Reichert. Nice pass from Reese. And it's 33-15 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Well, it's a little horn set. They hit one elbow, and she just didn't let her roll and establish the position long enough and kind of made an errant pass.
More substitutes. They are deep, too.
Yep.
Reese handles it across the timeline. Reichert trying to post up. Reese will step back and shoot the three. No good.
So a lot of times what you do against pressure, too, is you have a dribble entry. Therefore, you don't have to make that wing pass. There, Jackson Center cleared out the right side of the floor, and it kind of was a dribble entry looking for a post touch, but it also created that whole side of the floor for, a two-player game there.
Reese finds Reichert. It's going to be a foul, and that's going to go against Jaden Rose. That's her second.
And that's what you have to do when you're getting pressured. You have to make some back cuts like that. It was a really strong cut. See how they handle it as well. There's that backside again, but good job with the defender on the ball. The way Coach Siegel's playing that is similar to what we used to like to do. It's her job to not let that back pass to that the other block.
Steal on the inbounds pass. Here come the Redskins. Out front, Mesher trying to get it over to Miley Shadow. 5'7" junior in the game.
A lot of distance in that passing lane right there.
Mesher puts it on the floor. Double teamed. Gets it back out. Into the lane goes Shadow, and she'll connect. Maddie Chateau, the freshman, connects.
Very good ball pressure by Fort Loramie, but look at their hands. I mean, they're all up the floor in the passing lanes. It's just, you got to get into your player if you're going to be able to get open, or you got to set them up high, go low. Right now, Fort Loramie's just doing a great job with defensive ball pressure, but they're really doing a good job of getting those hands out and denying all passing lanes.
Albers with a second or two on the clock. Shot no good, and first half will end. Fort Loramie 35, Jackson Center 15. We'll be back shortly with a look at our halftime numbers. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here at Jackson Center, Fort Loramie is back on the court. We've got 2 minutes plus before we resume our second half, waiting on the Tigers to come out and take a few shots. Let's take a look at our numbers for the first half, which will very quickly tell the story of our first half of basketball. 35-15, 20-point Fort Loramie lead. The Redskins 15 out of 19 from the field, 2 out of 6 from behind the arc, 4 out of 6 at the line. Taking a look at Jackson Center, 7 out of 16 from the field, 0 for 4 from three-point range, and 1 for 1 at the line. The numbers on the rebounding, a dominating effort by Fort Loramie, 15-4. Turnovers, Jackson Center had 17, and Fort Loramie had 6, 3 in each quarter. Individual scoring, let's take a look first at Fort Loramie. Nice balance, as one would anticipate. Summer Hoying had 9 points. Skylar Albers had 7. Avery Brandewee with 6. Jaden Rose with 4. Victoria Mesher also had 4. Baskets from Ariel Heitkamp, Carissa Meyer, Maddie Chateau. Rounded out the scoring for 35. Individual scoring for Jackson Center. McKinley Reichert led them with 7 points. Addie Biederman with 4. Baskets each from Presley Reese and Macy Kloppenstein for 15 for the Jackson Center Tigers. Your observations of the first half. Boy, the turnovers just pop off the page when you look at stats, which are brought to you by the Grand Lake Health Systems here tonight. Turnovers, that's one of the keys to the game we talked about at the very beginning. Jackson Center has to handle the Fort Loramie pressure defense, and when you're the number 1 team in the state in Division 4, that's a difficult challenge.
Yeah, and they're Fort Loramie Redskins are showing why they're the number 1 team in the state. They do a great job. Like I said, the 2 things before you read off the statistics were rebounds, and especially offensive rebounds. Fort Loramie's getting a lot of second chance points, and just that constant pressure on defense. And they're really solid offensively, skill-wise.
Yeah, 8 of those, 15? 8 of those 15 were offensive boards.
Yeah, and that usually led into second chance points. And, so you add that up with great defensive pressure, both half court and full court, really good skilled players offensively, and then they run a lot of really good stuff as well.
Biederman back over to Grace Prenger in the wing.
Well, there's that back screen that Jackson Center make a little harder cut off that to the basket.
Reichert will come out front with Biederman. Biederman will have it. There's the pick and roll that Coach Siegel had talked about. Biederman shot no good. Scrap for the rebound, and Redskins will win that battle.
She picked up her dribble. If she would have continued to go to the wing or to the corner, she would have had a bounce pass for a post touch.
Hoying with it out front, then looking down low to Victoria Mesher. Reichert will pick her up. She's double teamed. Ball's going to go off of Mesher and out of bounds, and that'll be a Fort Loramie turnover.
Yeah, that was a little elbow screen, back screen of their own for that back side lob there for Fort Loramie.
Reese looking at Skylar Albers. Comes across the timeline. Biederman over to the left side. Prenger to her left, but they'll go inside Reichert at the top of the free throw line. I think you mentioned this in the first half. Moving the basketball is really the key, not dribbling it so much.
Correct, yeah. And that's easier said than done when you're playing a defensive team like Fort Loramie. They're in the passing lanes. They have pretty good active hands. And they really guard as a team.
Reese will inbound it. Pringer coming to try and get that inbounds pass. It's going to go off of Albers. Oh, it's going to go off of Pringer. Oh, it's going to be a foul on Grace Pringer from the backside. That'll be her first, and that's our first Jackson Center foul of this third quarter.
Set a little staggered screen there. Coach Siegel was kind of yelling for a moving screen there.
Albers back over to Hoying. Ball tipped away. Redskins' third turnover here in quarter number 3. Reichert back out front. Biederman. Biederman turnaround jump. Oh, that's a pass to Kloppenstein. Shot just doesn't go, and a rebound comes down to the Redskins. Hoying with that lead pass. She's into double figures with 11. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, that's one of the first, I think, transition baskets that Fort Loramie's gotten. And they really wanted to stress to get more transition baskets, but they're doing everything else pretty well.
Reichert for 3, no good.
That's a good entry bounce pass.
Back out front. And Rose will bring her back out around to Jaden Rose. Albers. Alex Rose. Left side. Albers pull up jumper. Shot no good. Rebound by Rose inside.
Yeah, that was a nice little action. She came off of a staggered screen on the weak side and just a little too strong on the jumper. But once again, offensive rebound, opportunity for second chance points.
And the net, you could hear it from up here. Made free throw. Rips the cords. Second free throw off target. Ball's going to roll out of bounds.
Even on the miss, on that missed free throw, Fort Loramie picked up full court, man-to-man kind of run and jump.
Reese across the timeline over to Reichert. Now Lichtenberg, who's in the lineup. Back over to Reichert. She'll push it over to Biederman for 3. Shot does not go. Boy, Jackson Center getting that one shot, and that is it.
Yep.
Albers. She's got 9.
One thing Jackson Center has done as what they wanted to do keys-wise was to eliminate transition baskets. And I think Fort Loramie's only gotten one transition basket. This might be number 2 if Jackson Center doesn't get back, and it is.
All the way up and in is Avery Brandewie. 3 out of 4 to start this second half. Fort Loramie got a timeout on the floor. Timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Full timeout. Jackson Center, our score. Fort Loramie 42. Jackson Center 15. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Jackson Center takes the full timeout. Tigers trying to get on the board here in the third quarter. They've gone almost 4 minutes without a point, and that says an awful lot about the Fort Loramie defense. Though Jackson Center, 5 shots. Not all bad shots, but there's such pressure on them when they do take the shots that sometimes you rush it, even if it may appear to be an easy shot.
Well, because you're not going to be open very long. They close out defensively really well. Fort Loramie Redskins do.
Grace Pringer out front, almost double teamed, and there's the steal. And the ball's going to go out of bounds.
You know, they keep you off balance. You know, sometimes they'll come and run and jump you man to man, and sometimes they're just in all the passing lanes.
And you have to have smart players to be able to do that, or
you
well-skilled players, because that's hard enough to remember to do that, but to be able to do it like they do it and be it so fluid, it's almost you almost don't even notice the change.
Yeah.
Very well-disciplined team.
And that's
smart.
Yeah, and that's offensively. That's hard to deal with sometimes, and I think Jackson Center's struggling with that a little bit. Jackson Center can't get into any flow of their stuff because Fort Loramie's not letting them. Well, Jackson Center came up with a little run and jump themselves here.
And they're going to create a turnover. They're a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, that's right.
And Fort Loramie. Actually, when you look at it, Fort Loramie's had 4 turnovers here in quarter number 3, and they have 10. And that's a pretty high figure for them. And normally they have just about 14 turnovers, so playing that aggressive defense.
Yep.
Let's see what Jackson Center can do here as we approach the 3-minute mark of our third quarter. Biederman rolls in and out. Tigers will get the rebound. Reichert with the offensive board. Gets it back out to Reese. Pranger over to Lichtenberg. They'll get it to Reese out front. Now Biederman dumps it off Reichert. Reichert against Mesher, and the foul's going to go against Mesher.
So both of those offensive series there, after the one before the dead ball and the one after the dead ball, really good ball movement by Jackson Center, changing the floor, going side to side, and consequently they got some pretty decent looks at the basket.
Yeah, Reichert's excellent player around the bucket. Biederman, jumper no good, rebound. Fort Loramie. Mesher, there's Brandewy.
As I said before, Dave, I think at halftime, Coach Siegel might have talked about the aspect of that transition game to get some more transition points because they've come out the second half and got 3 right away.
Pass inside Lichtenberg. Shot no good. Fort Loramie with the board.
That's that closeout that I'm talking about defense. It was a great cut by Jackson Center because it was a backdoor cut, and they needed to do that when they're trying to take away that top half of the floor. But Fort Loramie closed so quick on that opening that's the good quickness of their defense.
There's the pass inside. Shot doesn't go for Mesher. Up court, and Pranger tries to take it in, and fouled there by number 11, Ariel Heitkamp. And Grace Pranger will step to the free throw line. It's been a long third quarter for Jackson Center. Pranger will end the drought. 1:43 to go in the quarter.
You know, in a couple of those offensive series, they did a good job of moving the ball, and Biederman, I think, had a decent look at it, and they just didn't fall.
Second free throw. Leaves it short. Reichert with the offensive board. Foul will be on Skylar Albers. That's her second, team's third.
She wasn't very happy with that call.
Reichert back over to Pranger. Reese. Reichert wants the ball inside, trying to post up on Summer Hoying. That's a battle, but that results in a turnover as Reese couldn't get it to her. Redskins on the break. Maddie Shadow with the bucket. Shadow's second bucket, and nice turnaround there by Reichert. Yeah. She's got 9 on the game, half her team's points.
And there was that kind of cross screen high to the elbow, and then the high-low or take, you have the jump shot, and she had a nice shot from the elbow. Jackson Center doing a little run and jump again of themselves.
Morgan Plyman with it. She's going to go backside. There's the easy bucket. Maddie Chateau with the basket.
Yeah. One of the things that's susceptible when you're running jumping is that diagonal pass, and if you got someone cutting from the opposite corner to the block, that's going to result in a wide open layup like it just did.
Reese finds Reichert. She'll move on the baseline and put it up and in. Into double figures with 11 points. Albers comes right back. Pull-up jumper does not go. Offensive board. Fort Loramie. Now the ball comes back down. Albers, and that's going to be it. So, third quarter is over. Our score: Fort Loramie 48, Jackson Center 20. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Final 8 minutes of basketball. Jackson Center with possession to start our final quarter of play. Over to Lichtenberg. She'll go inside to Kloppenstein. Kloppenstein has it, still handling it. Timeout on the Jackson Center bench. Kloppenstein hustling and trying to hang on to that basketball. 30-second timeout by the Tigers.
Yeah, they ran out of that high-low again, but this time Jackson Center did a good job of making a skip pass and kind of forcing closeout basketball, against Fort Loramie's defense, and it resulted in a nice little maybe look down low, but she didn't finish the first one, but she got on the floor for the basketball, for the loose ball.
I'd like to remind you that tonight's contest will be replayed on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 155, January 26th at 6 p.m., Channel 158, January 27th at 6 p.m., and on Channels 3 and 503, February the 8th at 6 p.m., and February the 12th at 8 p.m. Back to live action. Thanks for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. Dave Helmstetter, Rich Bensman on the call here. Fort Loramie and Jackson Center watching the number 1 team in the state, the Fort Loramie Redskins. Very solid performance by the Redskins here tonight.
Yeah, really methodical on this series offensively. It's got an open post motion look to it, a lot of pass and cutting, but after they pass and they cut, they'll hold the block a little bit for a post seal, and if they don't get it, they get back out.
Fort Loramie with no losses in league play, and Anna and Arushi with 3 losses each.
See how they got 5 out right there?
Fort Loramie's got 3 games left to play, so Allison Holland in the game. She takes that shot. Fort Loramie has 3 games left to play and should have a 3-game lead entering into those. So when the night, as Biederman connects, should assure them of at least a tie.
Oh, there's a nice little bounce pass there by
Up
Biederman.
and in.
Yep.
Reichert. Got a foul in the backcourt. That'll be on Biederman. A couple of newcomers into the lineup. Miley Chateau. Number 31, number 33. Allison Holland will inbound it. Number 30, Jaden Rose back into the lineup. Also Miley Chateau.
Boy, Mesher does a good job post sealing down there on that block.
Holland will get it inside to Avery Brandaway, and she'll draw the foul, and Avery will go to the free throw line. Not yet.
Nope.
Kloppenstein will come out. Pranger will come in. And inbounds pass by Rose.
I think this is going to be a post seal for Mesher. Right there it was, but just not, this wasn't open.
Lichtenberg up to Presley, and the shot doesn't go. Good court awareness there by Dee Lichtenberg as she spotted her teammate underneath Presley Reese. Shot doesn't go, but Reese will go to the free throw line. She'll connect. 3rd point of the night for the junior guard. Second free throw, no good. Rebound. Fort Loramie, boy, they have just had domination on the boards.
Yeah. Really good ball handling up the floor by Mesher. Not only is going to seal you and post you a little bit, but she can handle it a little bit too.
Albers long on the 3, and Reichert will inbound it. Five minutes, 28 seconds to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Reichert back over to Biederman. Biederman double team. She'll put it on the floor. Looks inside. There's Reichert. She'll muscle it up. Shot doesn't go. She'll get her own rebound. Working hard. Reese will go inside and put it up and in.
Yeah, it's a nice little ball fake, little pump fake by Reese. You know, Jackson Center's got a good basketball team here. It's just that you can't have any highs and lows when you're going to be playing the #1 team in the state.
Mesher. Ball tipped away by Reese. Ball is loose.
Jeez.
And Coach Siegel not real happy there.
I don't know that.
Not happy at all, Rich.
No, she wasn't. But I mean, with how Fort Loramie Redskins play with all that pressure they bring, and kind of things like that, that kind of surprised me a little bit.
I know, I had to stop. Who's yelling? That results in a technical, too, by the way. Reichert will connect. Second free throw for Reichert. She connects on them both. She now has 15 points. For the Tigers, they'll get the basketball. 48-29. Reichert will inbound it to Reese. Foul will go against Reese. A little pushing. That's her 4th. Emotion's a little high here, Rich.
Yeah.
48-29 28-29 is our score.
You'd think it'd be 48-47.
That's correct. Yeah, you would.
But, when you kind of try to shoot for perfection, that's kind of how it is sometimes. You get upset with some of the little things, no matter what the score is. And you pursue perfection, but you're never going to get that. But along the way, maybe you find excellence.
Good way to put it. Out front, Rose now has the basketball. They'll go inside to Hoying, and she'll score. Summer Hoying with 12 points, and Fort Loramie is going to put some pressure on.
It's a really
Reese.
good job breaking it.
But they break it, and Grace Pringer just needs, instead of 5'5", needed to be about 5'7".
Yeah, and she actually went cross-court with that when she had a player a little more wide open, just vertical from her.
50-29 our score. Fort Loramie with the basketball. Brandewee over to Heitkamp. Now Hoying has it. Brandewee, open shot. There it is. Jaden Rose connects.
It's a good read cross court that time.
Reese puts it up and in. Presley Reese coming alive here in quarter number 4. Foul goes against Alex Rose. Third foul of the quarter with 3:47 to go. Reese converts the free throw. Rose is a 37% shooter from three-point range. 53-32 our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Pull-up jumper. Brandewee shot no good, but she'll draw the foul.
Well, they're running that 5-out right now offense, and when you run that, you have a lot of dribble lanes open.
Kloppenstein will come in as Reese will catch the breather. Kloppenstein lines up underneath the basket. Free throw is good. Avery Brandewee. 11 points tonight's game. Second free throw also good. As a team, Fort Loramie right at 69%, almost 70% from the line as a team.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you're around 74, 75%, that's really good as a team.
Inside, Kloppenstein shot no good. Heitkamp. Brandewee dumps it off, shot blocked. Rose. Now the Tigers into their offense. 23-point difference in this one. Reichert will shoot the three. Shot in and out.
Yep.
Out front it comes. Brandewee thought about it. She'll get it back out to Jaden Rose, and Rose will set this series up for the Redskins.
Little high flex right here. So they're running the flex around the free throw line area. So again, you've got a lead. It's kind of a delay a little bit, but you got a lead, but you're also running every cut and screen high. So therefore the basket's going to be something that you can capture.
Jaden Rose with the bucket. She's got 9 points so far. Biederman into the corner. Reichert will come out trying to get it inside. Not there, and Fort Loramie's defense creates the turnover. Pass down, back out to Rose for three. Shot no good. Biederman on the break, trying to get it to Pringer. Dishes it back to Reichert, up and in.
Yeah, they did a good job breaking the pressure there, and you want to kind of always stay 15 to 18 feet away from each other, and the spacing was really good there for Jackson Center.
Fort Loramie will take the timeout. Our timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip.
So it looked like a rolling timeout substitution.
Minute 28 to go. 30-second timeout, Fort Loramie. With a minute 28 to go. Rolling timeout just allows the coaches to sub, correct?
Yeah, you see it more in college than you do really in high school. Once in a while you see it in high school, but that's what a rolling timeout is. You're just making a substitution, but here they called a 30-second.
57 to 34. Our timeouts all brought to you by Precision Strip.
First time I think I've ever seen a flex run across the free throw line was Coach Hagemeyer.
Dan Hagemeyer now at St. Mary's, formerly of course at Fort Loramie in New Knoxville.
Yep, and I think he did a little bit of Fort Loramie, but he really did a lot at New Knoxville. And it's always interesting to see.
Chateau with the basketball, and the right side there is Carissa Meyer. They'll get it back out front. That's going to be Dee Lichtenberg had her hands on it. Now it's a turnover. Two teams exchange turnovers. And Meyer's jump shot, she'll draw the foul and go to the line. Meyer will connect on the free throw. 8 out of 10 on the season. Make it 9 out of 11. Good free throw shooting there by Carissa Meyer. 59-34 our score. Reichert with Mesher on her. She'll handle it up front.
Mesher's got pretty good feet laterally as well.
Lichtenberg moved her feet. '24th turnover of the night for Jackson Center. Point per possession, difference in this one.
Well, they want to try to get that back cut again.
Coming down to 40 seconds as we go under. This one about to be history. Lead pass inside and a collision. Let's see who the foul is on. It's going to be on Reichert.
Well, she made a backdoor cut there and on Mesher and briefly had it, but then Loramie had that help defense come in right there to make that steal, and she just ran right into her.
Meyer will go back to the line. She's got 4 points in the night. Field goal early in the first quarter and a couple of free throws here in quarter number 4. Second free throw also good. More substitutes for Fort Loramie. 22.9 left on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Turnover inside, and Mesher gets an easy one there. Not sure what happened there.
Just kind of a little bit of an errant pass on the press.
Biederman's going to try a three, and she'll get fouled. Miley Chateau with the foul, and Biederman will go to the line. Addie with 6 points tonight. She'll shoot three. 3.2 seconds remain in this one. She'll connect. Second free throw, also good. Third one rolls off. Mesher with the rebound, and that's going to be it. Game over. Fort Loramie continues their winning ways. They move to 15-2 overall. More importantly, 9-0 in Shelby County Athletic League play. And our final score, Fort Loramie 62, Jackson Center 36. We'll come back with our statistical recap here in just a moment. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back here at Jackson Center, Fort Loramie, number one team in the state of Ohio, an impressive win over Jackson Center. 62-36, just taking a look at our numbers, brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. For Fort Loramie from the field, they were 25 out of 48 from behind the arc, 3 out of 13 at the free throw line, shot 10 out of 14. Rebounding battle went to Fort Loramie. They had 31 rebounds compared to 12 for Jackson Center. Big number there on the part of the boards, and we talk about that all the time. Who's going to win the rebounding battle? Well, that was pretty dominant.
Yeah, and offensively, too, they really hit the offensive glass. And when you hit the offensive boards like that, that's going to give you an opportunity for second chance points. And I think most of those offensive rebounds led into second chance points.
Yeah, a lot of second chances, and a lot of those. Fort Loramie had 13 turnovers, another big stat. Jackson Center had 25 turnovers, and in the first half, 17, which is where 35-15 halftime lead for Fort Loramie. Taking a look at our scoring. Pretty balanced attack for the Redskins. Ariel Heitkamp had a basket. We'll go down through this quickly. Carissa Meyer had 5. Victoria Mesher had 4. Skylar Albers had 11 points. Alex Rose had a point. Jaden Rose scored 5 points in the fourth quarter, ended up with 9 for the game. And let's see, Maddie Chateau had 6 points. Avery Brandewy inside had a good solid game, 12 points. Summer Horing, real force in the first half, finished with 13 points as well. Taking a look at Jackson Center, they were led by McKinley Reichert. She had 17 points. Presley Lease scored 6 points in the fourth quarter, finished with 8 points. Addie Biederman had 4 at halftime and then hit a couple of free throws in that last quarter for 6 points. Macy Kloppenstein had a basket, and that gives us a total for the Jackson Center Tigers of 36. So our numbers all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. And now comes our player of the game, brought to you by NK Telco. What do you think, Rich? A lot of different choices on the Fort Loramie side of things. A lot of balance, a lot of good scoring. Yeah. It's hard to pick.
It is, because they're so balanced and they run their stuff so well, and they do a good job team-wise. Yeah, probably Hoying.
Yep, Summer Hoying we're going to select as our player of the game tonight, brought to you by NK Telco. Summer Hoying, our player of the game. She had 13 points and solid game inside, kind of got Fort Loramie out and rolling in this contest. So, Fort Loramie, as we said, Fort Loramie they defeat Jackson Center, and they play a very tough independent schedule. They've got Lima Bath Saturday at home. That's going to be a good challenge for them, and that's been a good rivalry over the years. But in the Shelby County Athletic League, only need to win one of their next three, and that's Fairlawn and Houston, both at home, before they close league play on Thursday, February the 8th at Russia. But I would anticipate that this will be decided long before that contest there, as Fort Loramie, just a very, very solid team and definitely worthy of that number one ranking.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen Jackson Center before once this year, and this is the first time I've seen Fort Loramie. They didn't disappoint. They are really balanced. They really run some good stuff offensively. They've got decent skill level offensively, individually, and they really guard. I mean, they pick up and they put a lot of pressure on the basketball, and they stay in the passing lanes, and sometimes they mix it up with some run and jumps, sometimes 1-2-2 zone press. So they keep you on your heels, and I think the defense is one of the things that's going to be a trademark for them to maybe go through the tournament a little bit.
Jackson Center, on the other hand, they fall to 10-7, even their league record at 5-5, and they have a challenge on Saturday as well on the home floor. They'll play St. Henry from the MAC. Of course, everybody I think in the MAC is tied for first in the girls basketball. I think there's six-way tie for first. So with two losses, so that's quite a battle there. But they'll play St. Henry before on Tuesday. Then they'll play at New Bremen. And they've got 2 league games to finish up with against Fairlawn and Houston. Thanks for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. Our sponsors for tonight's game, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza. Our timeout sponsor, Precision Strip, Player of the Game, NK Telco. And our halftime and post-game statistics brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Other sponsors for tonight's game, Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwiedemann, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Buds Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Replays of tonight's game if you're watching live. Tonight you can catch us again on NK Telco Cable or NKT.TV app. Channel 155, January the 26th at 6 p.m. Channel 158, January 27th at 6 p.m. And on Channels 3 and 503 on February the 8th at 6 p.m. and February the 12th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me tonight, Rich Bensman. Thanks for joining us. Fort Loramie, a winner tonight over Jackson Center. You've been watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.